Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. We're doing a nighttime devotion. We had a wonderful, restful Sabbath. Um, yes, that was good. So we're doing a nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today, The Seal of God is the Sabbath. Ezekiel 20:19 and 20. I am the Lord your God. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them, and hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am the Lord your God. The Sabbath was given to all humankind to commemorate the work of creation. The great Jehovah, when he had laid the foundations of the earth, when he had dressed the whole world in its garb of beauty, and created all the wonders of the land and the sea, instituted the Sabbath day and made it holy. God sanctified and blessed the day in which he had rested from all his wondrous work. And this Sabbath, sanctified of God, was to be kept for a perpetual covenant. It was a memorial that was to stand from age to age till the close of Earth's history. During their stay in Egypt, Israel had so long heard and seen idolatry practiced that, to a large degree, they had lost their knowledge of God and His law, and their sense of the importance and sacredness of the Sabbath. The law was given a second time to call these things to their remembrance. In God's statutes was defined practical religion for all humankind. There are those who hold that the Sabbath was given only for the Jews, but God has never said this. He committed the Sabbath to his people Israel as a sacred trust, but the very fact that the desert of Sinai and not Palestine was the place selected by him in which to proclaim his law reveals that he intended it for all humankind. The law of 10 commandments is as old as creation. Therefore, the Sabbath institution has no special relation to the Jews any more than all other created beings. God has made the observance of the Sabbath obligatory upon all people. The Sabbath, it is plainly stated, was made for man. Let everyone, therefore, who is in danger of being deceived on this point, give heed to the word of God rather than the assertions of humans. Every person has been placed on trial, as were Adam and Eve in Eden. As the tree of knowledge was placed in the midst of the Garden of Eden, so the Sabbath command is placed in the midst of the Decalogue. In regard to the fruit of the tree of knowledge, the restriction was made. Ye shall not eat of it, lest ye die. Of the Sabbath, God said, Ye shall not defile it, but keep it holy. As the tree of knowledge was the test of Adam's obedience, so the fourth command is the test that God has given to prove the loyalty of all his people. The experience of Adam is to be a warning to us so long as time shall last. It warns us not to receive an assurance from the mouths of mortals or of angels that will detract one jot or tittle from the sacred law of Jehovah. That title again, The Seal of God is the Sabbath. It's important to know, realize if you don't know, The Sabbath was instituted at creation, where there weren't even Jews around then. The Jews came about after Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then the tribe of Judah. The Jews are of the tribe of Judah. So therefore, everything prior to Jacob, there were no Jews. It was Hebrews. So the Sabbath was for all humankind. And I had some questions in the week. Isn't that just the Jews? No, the Jews kept it because they come from the line of Judah. But just because only they kept it, everyone seems to just associate it with them, but that's not the case. The Sabbath, this is the fourth commandment in the midst of the commandments. Remember, it's the only one of the commandments that says remember. All the rest was thou shalt or thou shalt not. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. The Sabbath is a covenant between man and God. And it's not a case of if you keep the Sabbath, then you're saved. No, you have to keep all 10 commandments. I've said this so many times. The Sabbath is the seal of God, and by default, if you do not keep the Sabbath, you will receive the mark of the beast. Just by default. If you do steal, then you keep the Sabbath, you will receive the mark of the beast. Because if you break one commandment, you break them all. God said the Sabbath, ye shall not defile it, but keep it holy. Simple. Either find yourself a nice church that opens on Sabbath, or find one online. One way or another, I would suggest attend a church either online or in person, ideally in person, and keep the Sabbath holy.